Hi everybody, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. In this installment of the Build the Willys MB Jeep by IXO Collections, I am building stages 27 through 30. Now, IXO Collection is only offering this right now as a full kit, and I put a link in the description below on how you can get it. It's the only kit of its kind for this Jeep, the trailer, the gun, and all that. So it's fantastic, and I'm really coming along with this. I'll start building the exhaust system, the front fenders, and some of the parts for the battery. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's look at the step-by-step instructions for stage 27. This time I start working on the exhaust pipe and muffler. Pretty easy to do here. I did have to use a little bit of glue to keep some parts together here. You'll see that in the video. Let's get the parts and I'll be right back. And here's the parts for stage 27. You can find these in pack number 3. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. Everything here is plastic. We received CP and DM screws. Here's the exhaust pipes themselves. Very nice. 2 parts, and then the muffler itself. Now we assemble the exhaust pipe to the muffler. In this case here, the smaller one has an alignment tab on it, and you can see how the alignment pin is located inside the muffler. And we want to position it just like that. Then we'll turn this over. Take our exhaust pipe itself here too, and we're going to want to position this like that. It looks like, according to the instructions, just like that. It looks like a CP screw goes into this. That's how that looks there. Put a CP screw in on the other one. And that's how that looks there. Now I'll bring over the chassis. And I am back. So we're basically going to just put the exhaust system over on the side. It's going to go down on top of that tab there. And then this is going to go down just like that. A DM screw goes into this right here. I've already lubricated the hole. Just leave it a little loose. Turn this over. And it looks like a CP screw goes into this. That's tight. Turn it over, tighten the other one. And there you go. So that completes stage 27. Let's go to 28. Let's look at the build instructions for stage 28. This time I start working on the front left fender and brackets. Relatively easy to do. Just follow my video. Let's look at the parts. Here's parts for stage 28. And you can find these in pack number 7. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. And this is the front left fender. It is made out of metal. It's very nice. Very nice finish on it. And the mount bracket for it is also made out of metal. DM and FM screws. Here's our fender, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mount it on top of the chassis. There are a couple of alignment pins here on the bottom that line up with the chassis itself, the frame of the Jeep. So I'll go ahead and do that. Simply lays down just like that on top of there. And we're going to be putting FM screws into this. And the holes have been pre-lubricated already. Turn this where you can see it. And we'll just tighten this down. Now one up front. And that's tight. Next we'll put the brace on. And that brace is going to go underneath. We have an alignment pin that lines up with the top of the fender. Just like that. DM screw goes into this. Put the second one in, the first one's loose. And started, so I can go ahead and tighten it down. Tighten down the second one. And there you go. That looks good there. Brace is on and fender is installed. So that's all we do for stage 28. Let's look at stage 29. Let's look at the build instructions for stage 29. This time I work on the right front fender, and it's going to be the same as the left side. Let me get the parts and I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 29. And you can find these in pack 11. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. This time the right fender. And this is a little bit different compared to the other one. And you can see there it has like a tray on here. Also, it is marked with an R. So I assume the other one was also marked with an L. But that's your right fender. Made of metal, once again. The support bracket or mount bracket for it, a little bit different shaped, but also made of metal. DM and FM screws. So at this time we mount the right fender, and that's simply just gonna, once again, we have mounting pins on the bottom that we align this up with onto the chassis, just like that. And again, FM screws go into this. So I'll put the first one in the back to help hold it in place. And it may be hard to see, but it's right there. Put that in, tighten it down. And that's tight there. And lastly, now we mount the bracket, the mount bracket that goes under, just like before. And got that one in there. Make sure both are tight, which they are. Very good. And that's what that looks like there. And there's your right front fender. That completes stage 29. Now let's work on stage 30. Let's look at the build instructions for stage 30, which is the final stage for this video. This time I start assembling the voltage regulator, battery, searchlight mount. Let me get the parts, I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 30. You can find these in pack number 3. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. First we have the battery. Very nice detail there. Made of plastic. And the voltage regulator, also made of plastic. This is provided in a black plastic. And then the guard for the headlight. The headlight shell itself. The blackout cover for the headlight. And the mount plate for the headlight, GP and SM screws. So the first thing we do is we install the voltage regulator. And in this case you want to have this round item detail here on the bottom. It's going to line up with the fender. And we put 4 SM screws into that. Not too tight to where you break the plastic that mounts the voltage regulator. Just where it's tight. That's good there. And here's your battery right here. It has alignment tabs on the bottom, so it simply goes in one way. And we put 1 screw on the bottom, and that would be a CP screw. So I need to turn this over. Turn these back over. And a good view of the battery and the voltage regulator. Next we assemble the headlight. And here's the headlight itself. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this on top here like that. Looks like it faces that direction. Very carefully, take your time with it, get it started. And just trying to straighten it out as much as possible, like that. Then our blackout light goes over the top of that. And that's how that looks there. And this would be on the top of the left fender here. We take our cover, our guard, we put that down, just like that, into those alignment pins. And then we run our light onto that, and that kind of holds down the guard. Put a CP screw into this from the bottom. And that's how that looks there. And that's how that looks from the side. And there you have it. And where we installed our fenders, 2 front fenders, the battery, voltage regulator, and headlight. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all notifications. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.